right, everyone, welcome back to the Shuffle. Let's start week 14 with our week 13 recap. And stop if you've heard this before, but let's congratulate our winner this week, Dalton. This is his fifth winning week of the season. He won week one, and he's actually won every third week since then for his fifth. That's 38% of the total season. And he was 3-3 with plus 5.04 units. Now, as a group, it was a really good week. Aaron was 4-2 plus 1.9. I was 3-3 plus Corey 3-3 plus Stone 3-3 plus units. Shay 3-3 just barely in the negative, and then even David and Jamie there in the negatives at 4-2, but still, or excuse me, 2-4, but still not terrible weeks. And then we get into Nick. All right, so this will be the eighth 0-6 of this season. Still looking for our first 6-0. Now the interesting part about this is Nick was in first place um, by let's say roughly 11 units. We'll say Dalton added 5, Nick lost 6.3, and because of that on the season, Dalton has taken the lead again, and so Dalton is actually leading us with 4.87 units, and Nick is now in second place with 4.25 units. So bad week to put up the 0-6. But this is probably the most competitive shuffle we have had over our first three seasons. Two players are in week 14 within we'll call it point five, just to round it, point 0.5 units from each other. And they're kind of in a league of their own. Right below that, myself, Stone, Corey, David, single digit negative units. So one big hit away from, really competing with that. So if we can make this a 3, 4, 5 person race, I'd make this really interesting headed down the stretch. And then some people that are not all the way out of it, but they'd have to have at least more than 1 week or 2 weeks to kind of come all the way back. And that's Aaron, Jamie, Shea, double digit negatives for the season, which puts us on the season at 271 and 406 with minus 92 units. So I talked last week about trying not to get to 100 too fast, and for this week, 23 and 31 minus 1.46. So I actually thought when I was putting it in and that we had all these 3-3s and positives, I kind of thought we would be positive this week for the first time in the season. But sure enough, our leader Nick had to go 0-6. So there's that. The other thing I have in my notes, again, first time ever missing, so and it happens. It's no big deal, but we have at least one shame to give out. Shame. David missed his Friday night game. He ended up getting a Sunday game, so he still got a ticket in. Uh, but can't go without mentioning that to the group. It seems like when I talk to people, they like the shame. The shame. They look forward to hearing that. So let's pivot right into this week and our best reaches. So Dalton anchored his week with a Harvey 2+ touchdowns at plus 600. Super good pick. And that was a top 5 pick. That's the fourth best of the season. I didn't scratch the top 10, but at Strange plus 210, I hit that. Stone had a Williams anytime touchdown plus 180. Corey had a Kelsey anytime touchdown plus 135. And then Shay, David, and Dalton also hit positive bets this week, but they were kind of in the 41 and lower range. So we highlight them, just but we won't dive too deep into that. And then we'll pivot to best of category here. So Corey winning the spread 8-5, doing good on that side. Stone has been dominating this category 9-3. Percentage wise, it's the best category we have on the board, plus 5.6 units. Just below that, David has been doing best of bet, 22 and 17 at the best at 8.31 units. He normally doesn't lay a lot of negative numbers, and he's been putting up a pretty good percentage. That's why that units is so high. And then Dalton just overtook Corey with the reach, and he added the fourth best reach of the season. Corey still has 2 of the top 5, 3 of the top 10, but Dalton has 5 that he's put in that category that he's won this year, which is just a crazy percentage for some of those picks. So again, congratulations, Dalton. Welcome to first place again. And now let's pivot into week 14. Oh, I almost forgot the best part. Worst of category. All right, not a lot has changed in worst of category. Some of these are kind of cemented. You'd have to lose a lot to take these spots over. So we got some cement hardening here for these players. So David again, 3-10 on spread, 3-10 over under. Um, he's been leading those categories for a while. We kind of explained that, having a great season with best of bet, terrible season at spread and over under. And then best bet and reach Shay. I can't say yet. I haven't been able to do a deep dive on how this is going to match up with the worst season ever with the shuffle, but there is still 5 weeks left to make that not happen, and I guess that would be the challenge. Again, positioning himself to have the greatest comeback in shuffle history. So uh, I'll just leave that at that. Um, for my notes, yep, I moved those six. I don't have any other notes for last week, so let's move into this week. We have some good games, some good divisional games on the ticket. A couple teams on bye, 13 games total. Oh, I messed this up terribly. Hold on. Okay, a lot of 1 o'clock games. So probably expecting a lot of tickets here to come in. Sunday, we haven't missed in a while. David still got a ticket in even though he forgot. So um, I'm glad for that. I'm glad we kind of put all that stuff together. And let's get right into it. So we had 4 best bets in the top 40, 3 in the bottom 40. So that's going to put us at 7. We'll random it 7 times for the assignments this week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, script seems to be slow today, but that's all right. Um, let's see. Some of the ones I had an eye on. Pitt, Baltimore. That game has a lot on the line. Sunday, 1 o'clock. Shea got that. Cincinnati, Buffalo. Those seem to have some competition there. I ended up with that one. Some duds, absolute stinkers here. Jamie with Tennessee, Cleveland at 1 o'clock. Yikes, that is a tank bowl. Let's see who else. Oh, Chicago, Green Bay. Dalton got that one. I figured that would be a pretty competitive one. And then another stink bowl here, Miami, New York Jets, and that'll be Stone. So um, we got some good ones. We got some bad ones. It looks like all the tickets will have to be in before Sunday at 4 o'clock. That might even give me Sunday night and Monday afternoon to put this stuff together. Maybe get an early video out next week. Um, I don't have anything big administratively to share with everybody for now. Um, I have been getting good feedback from everybody on uh, winner gets to pick their game. I'm worrying about starting to work when I plan it out. I'm starting to worry about schedule. Just like I have to get the spreadsheet done, and then I have to give that person a chance if I text them a couple hours to pick their game, or maybe even a day. I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna try to figure that out. It should be good to go. My plan is to have the video out. It's either gonna be an early video or a late video. I'm supposed to go to the Navy Medical Facility on Tuesday. It'll be an all-day event to get medically cleared to join the Navy Reserve. So um, it'll be an ass day for me, but it's either I'll tell you that the video is not coming out on Tuesday. I'll just share that with everybody. That's all I got to say. I've kept you guys too long. I appreciate everyone listening. I appreciate everyone getting their picks in, and we have 5 weeks of competitive shuffle coming along. So let's have fun with it, and I'll see everybody next week.